I guess how you doing?
Why don't you tell us who we're talking to and where we're at today?
We are Takeoff Charlie. We are a band from Akron, Ohio. We enjoy long walks on the beach, Bloody Marys at 3 o'clock on a Sunday, and I'm going to let the band go around and introduce themselves, and then it will get back to me. Starting with this guy.
Hi, I'm Mike. I play bass. Yeah.
I'm Austin. I sing and I play lead guitars.
I'm Lee and I play drums.
I'm Sean, and I play rhythm guitar, sing lead vocals,
I'm Drew, and I do a bunch of stuff.
piano, synth, violin, all that good stuff.
So why don't you tell everyone how you guys linked up?
All right. Well, strap in for this.
And where you came up with Takeoff Charlie as well, because I'm curious about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was him.
Well, me and Leah have known each other since we were 14. We played in a band together a while back. That band fizzled out, and then I wanted to do my own solo thing, so I recorded the entire first album under my name in my studio. This was back in 2012, probably. And then I realized that I could not play the songs that I wanted to play without a band because I wasn't that good at certain aspects of instrumentation. So I got a hold of Leah to play drums after me and Austin were mutual friends on social media, and he was continually posting a bunch of Beatles songs and a bunch of guitar covers, and his voice and his guitar playing. I was like, man, I gotta hit this guy up. So I hit him up. I was like, dude, come on over and jam. Came over. We sang That Boy by the Beatles. Looked at each other. This boy by the Beatles. Fell in love.
This boy, not that boy.
We had fell in love. We've been together ever since. More
The
than
relationship's
more
really
than just
blossomed.
music buddies, guys. And then yeah, so I told him, I was like, I think I have a drummer in mind, and so we invited Leah over, and she came over and we jammed, and Austin and
Magic.
Leah were just like, oh my god, we can keep up with one another, and then we needed a bass player, so Austin posted on Facebook, hey, this new band, this is back in again 2012.
Mhm.
We
2013, probably.
2013, early 2013 probably
Yeah,
now.
so,
And, Facebook did its job. Mike Shaw, a guy that went to school with Austin and Drew, we'll get to him later, hit him up and was like, yeah, I can play bass, I guess. So he came over, learned the song that we had a demo of, and joined the band immediately. And that was it.
Yeah.
And now him and I live together. And he lives like 10 minutes away. And then Drew, I was writing the next album, the album that we're here to talk about, I Was Born to Float, and I really needed another entity to do all the things that I wanted this album to be.
Let's be real, you just need more hands.
More hands. I wanted synth, I wanted keyboards, I wanted a lot of harmonies. He was in a band called Midway Zero that was fizzling out at the time. He heard the demos about a year before he joined the band because we recorded these demos in our studio twice. And then I asked Drew to join about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That was how we all met. Takeoff Charlie was something I came up with. My middle name is Charles. My grandfather's name was Charlie, both of them.
same with me.
And then then it kind of all just everyone kind of found a way to connect with the name some way or another. And I don't know, it's something that Takeoff Charlie, I guess at the time I was like, it's time for me to take off, musically, artistically, and then I threw that at the end. Plus it's something that if you Google, nothing else really comes up.
Except Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, when they took him off.
Yeah, took him off of-
There's also a movie or something I think called Take Off Chuck or something.
Good luck, Chuck.
Good Luck Chuck,
Yeah.
maybe? Yeah, something,
But,
something else.
Yeah, nothing
Good
super
luck, Charlie.
interesting,
Yeah.
but a
My
long,
grandpa's
drawn-out
interesting.
story, which I literally have no other way to explain without telling the whole thing. So,
What caused everyone to start playing what they're doing currently?
what do you?
In the current album.
No, well, like, whenever you guys first started, what did you guys, like, how did she start playing drums? How did you start
Well, it was
We'll
based
start-
off your recordings, wasn't
Well,
it?
yeah, I mean,
'Cause, like,
in,
you
re-
heard
in
your
regards to
recording.
personal preference.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll start over there with how you
Yeah,
guys
like,
started
how
in
did you
music.
start playing bass?
I don't know. I just had a cheap, shitty bass, and I mean, I mostly played guitar and piano and whatnot, starting off.
And then they're like, hey, we need a bass player. I'm like, well, I can kind of play bass. And I feel like now I play bass
That's
more
his
than
thing
anything
now.
else now.
He loves it.
And yeah, so,
That's usually how bass players start out. Is somebody
Right.
needs a bass player.
because everyone wants to be a
But
guitar player.
let it be known that Mike is going to be graduating with his music degree, music theory,
Yeah.
audio engineering
Yeah, audio engineering.
degree. He's been going to school for a long time, so he's all the horn parts on this new album. Well, were all scored by him. He scored them out for the. I mean, he is
Yeah.
definitely a big part of this new album in regards to just he has a song on the album that people really responded to. So he's much more than just a bass player. Much more. Much more.
Me now?
I
I don't know.
Such a broad
Just-
question.
All the way back, like I just been playing guitar forever. Like my dad played guitar for me when I was like 2 years old, so I started playing guitar, and then I actually started playing drums because I was like beating on stuff and making rhythms. So my dad got me a little drum set. I got decent at drums first, and then I kind of ventured back into guitar when I got older, and I just stuck with guitar.
Well, I started playing when I was like about 4 years old, and my dad's a bass player and builds guitars, so he doesn't really know anything about drums. So I started playing guitar and bass until finally he just got me a drum set. Started on an electric drum set. I was beating the wires off of it, so he had to just finally get me a real acoustic drum set. So I have to say I started taking it seriously in high school, and then I just really went on. I've never had a lesson.
The talent show.
All self-taught, yeah.
talent show
I played
was
a
the
talent
defining
show in high
moment for
school,
you.
Yeah.
She played a cover of.
Drake Forever.
Yeah, that tells you
Because
where
Travis
we were
Barker had
at.
done it, and it
Right.
was like, yeah.
And she played it, and that video on her YouTube channel got.
It got a lot, but
a
no,
lot of views.
It got more views than the audience. There was like 3,000, or
It was
not 3,000, like 300 kids.
There were
in that.
3,000.
3,000.
At stadium.
It's a big high school.
Sunday,
man.
Lear.
Really packed out.
Forever, Drake.
Yeah, but that's, I started really taking it seriously with Take Off Charlie. We would have 2 practices a week, which would just be insane. I mean, we'd practice in a barn for 4 hours every 2 days, or
Yes.
2 days a week.
The
and,
barn.
Yeah.
The
It
barn.
was
Wow.
cold. It would be really cold or like crappy weather. We'd just be out there playing.
Wow, the barn.
Where was that? Where was the
Sure
barn
doesn't.
at?
The barn was in Springfield,
Was that
Ohio.
Myersville
Yeah, it was just-
Road? Was that Myersville
Yeah,
Road?
something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the
Killian?
backyard of a backyard garage of a friend of ours who now lives 3 roads down.
Yeah, Declan.
He's awesome, Declan. And yeah, so
Great
we
friends,
practiced
yeah.
there for a while, and then we were in between practice spaces, and then me and him got a house, and we practice there, and then now we are actually, after this interview, going to load our gear to our new practice spot, which is Central Lake Studios, where we recorded our album with Nathan Dowd.
Bless.
Yeah.
So, other than that, where did I get my start? All right. It was 1922. My dad was a drummer growing up, and he was in a band called Jim Ballard and the Chains, and they played Star Search, and they toured with 10,000 Maniacs and Bachman Turner Overdrive. So I was surrounded with music my entire life. My dad never really pushed drums on me too much, but he did push guitar on me. Didn't really want to get into it for a while. Super got into rap there when I was like 14 through like 17. It was super a lot,
Had an
a lot of
album.
rap. Had a couple mixtapes.
McD.
Sean
Mixtapes.
McD.
There were albums.
And then
Whatever.
decided I should
Yeah.
get back into guitar. And then after that, it just kind of took off. I play just about anything that's standard. I don't play any brass or anything like that, but I can find my way around, keyboards, guitars, and songwriting. If I were to say one thing, would be my main profession. If I were to choose one, I genuinely prefer writing songs over anything. That's one thing I can say. Everybody in this band's talent, music-wise, is beyond mine. Songwriting is my niche.
Your forte.
Yeah. And then Drew over here, we cut out his tongue. So I'll be speaking for him. Ooga dooga, ooga dooga. Hey man, Salamander Jones. Ooga dooga. No, you go.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, his tongue's back.
Oh, yep. There it
There
is.
you go. I'll pop it back
It's
in.
on your body that will grow back.
Yeah, I guess same story with me pretty much. Parents were in music for the most part. My mom was in a gospel trio,
Yeah, the what was it called?
the Duncan Trio.
Trio.
They made some local
think there's
television
some
appearances
box.
back in the
It's called that.
70s. It was,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a thing. Yeah,
It was a thing.
Some mixtapes.
Some
Some
tapes.
some actual cassettes.
Cassettes.
I have a
Cassettes.
bunch of cassettes. I guess my dad was in battle bands with Devo at one point and lost, and always felt bitter about that. Never really
Liked
really
Devo
had a
after
soft
that.
spot for Devo after that. Yeah.
Whipped it.
But no, I got into music around 12, 13, and haven't looked back.
Since.
Yeah, I literally have never thought back to that time until now.
Never.
Do you guys see yourselves doing anything else besides this?
Yeah. Mike, he goes to school for audio engineering, so he has an internship with a company that runs sound for a lot of the Lock 3 and Rockin' on the Rivers and stuff like that. Austin as well is going to school for the same thing, but he's more a genius behind the recording board. He is more of, I mean, he can hear everything when he records a song. It's crazy the fact that he's just so good at what he does in such a short period of time. Leah thoroughly enjoys selling pet insurance, I think, correct?
No.
Me and Leah and Drew are
I
more
love my
lost
9 to 5.
than
I don't know.
Austin and Mike are.
I
Drew
would not.
actually,
I would not say that.
Drew owns his
I
own
would not
company.
say that.
He does handiwork. I mean, he is so good at tile work for. He's so good at handiwork. It's unbelievable. He does good tiling and a lot of bathroom remodels. He's
And
phenomenal at
roofing.
what he does. You know, actually
With a
anything-
goofy roofers.
He's a goofy roofer.
Everyone, call Drew now.
I
Can you flash my
genuinely-
number across this?
Right here.
Smash
Put it
the-
right here. There's his number.
Right here.
But the water.
Hi.
I genuinely enjoy
Yeah.
writing songs and writing in general. So I'm just, you know, the entire,
I like to garden.
I think the album itself, I Was Born to Float, is a great testament of where I'm at in my life right now. Because genuinely, I don't have any other passions other than, you know, music. There's a few things that I enjoy doing, but
Service writing.
you know, I don't know. I work at a car dealership, and I hate cars. I know nothing about them. But the whole album was genuinely about floating through life with no direction necessarily, and that's kind of, you know, what I'm doing right now. So I don't know what else to really say about that. I wish I had more to say about my direction, but I'd like to open up something.
I mean, if you want, I could.
Loud neighbors.
Yeah.
Loud
down.
neighbors.
We're recording, okay?
Shut the fuck up.
Just like in Austin.
These
That would be
olives
something I
and
would
this
do.
Bloody Mary will
Steak
be
and
for
shake.
sale
10-year-old kids.
on the band's website after the
With
video
the
airs.
olive still in it.
So if you want to buy an olive,
$7.
all the donations go straight
I was
to the
born
Mike
to
Shaw
olive.
Fund, which go
For
towards
Mike
him
Shaw's.
being a great person
Yep.
and being an angel in disguise. So,
I ate all my olives.
but yeah,
So who's rooting for you guys the most out of your family or personal acquaintances or anything?
us,
all of that.
everybody, you know,
Probably, was it your grandma?
it's a green
That is
thing.
probably our biggest.
No.
You
fan.
have an Amazon
Dude, here's the
Alexa?
thing, man.
Love brand.
Yeah.
We've had
That's
a couple
fantastic.
people tell us, you know, like Tim Eddings, who runs Celebrity ETC, and, you know, a few other concert promoters and stuff. They're like, you know, there's something different about you guys. People actually genuinely go out of their way to see you. And I've been in the music industry for 5-6 years now. We all have. And
Probably.
we are on the cusp of something. We haven't made it past that barrier into the, you know, the interverse or whatever. But we're, 300 people came out to that show, and I'd say about 150 of them sang every single word to our songs at that album release show. And we released that album
1
A
week.
week.
1
prior.
week before that album release show. And we're a local band. I'm not trying to sound cocky or conceited or anything like that. But I genuinely think we're onto something. And if I were to say that the people rooting for us the most are our friends and family, that would be an honest statement. But I think throwing the word fans in there now is an appropriate thing, because there are people we don't know that are coming to our shows now. And, you know, we'll play Youngstown, and we have people, you know, having us sign their CDs and taking photos. And it's it's pretty cool. Like it's we're right on the cusp of happiness of where we played that show, and it was unbelievable just seeing the crowd reaction. And like Drew said, he was in a band prior to this, and he told me after the show, he's like, dude, it's always been my dream to play a show where almost every single person is screaming the lyrics back at us.
Yeah.
And I think that was a defining moment in our career at that
For
last
sure.
album release show.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, we've been writing this album for 3 or 4 years.
it's been a long
at
time. Yeah,
least.
we sat on it for a while.
And some of these songs we've been playing since before, like Take Off Charlie.
We played them live before, but there was a different energy at that show. And so to answer your question, I think everybody's rooting for us. Not in a mean way and not in a bad, not
Cocky way.
not in a cocky way, but I think we are something that people genuinely believe in as a local band, which feels cool. And if not, if I'm wrong, whatever, we're having fun doing it. So there's no big deal.
At least they're good actors.
Yeah, right.
They probably like it.
But again, I've worked
dedicated.
at a venue, I've worked at a music venue before, and you run sound at a venue. I've seen the difference between, some of our
Flops and
shows
flips.
and flops and flips, flips and flams, and snooks and snocks. But,
Stop.
Sneaks and snacks.
So who are your guys' biggest influences?
Should we start over here? We'll start over here this time.
I gotta think about it.
Oh, jeez.
I gotta think about it.
God.
Put
I
me on
can
the
sit there all
spot.
day.
I suck at band names.
You
You
know,
have to go
Coldplay,
over.
Love Drug, or whatever.
Yeah.
I could
Big
sit here and talk all
influences,
day if you like. I could say, I mean, it doesn't always reflect in this album either, but I
No,
mean,
it
Travis
doesn't.
Barker is my biggest influence in drumming, but I mean, 21 Pilots.
I think we all tried
anything.
to.
I mean,
Yeah, right. I mean,
there's so much.
I think we all tried to step away as much as we could from our main influences to
Right.
create this one group.
But we definitely pulled a lot from them.
We did, yeah, for sure. But the first album was like, yep, everybody, do whatever you want,
Right.
bring it in.
We're all gonna play over each other.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
so good. We're gonna have a pop punk drummer and a
I'm
classic
not- yeah.
rattly guitar player and a folk, acoustic singer
I
songwriter.
don't have a China cymbal anymore.
Yeah.
I'm dancing as hard as I possibly
Torture,
can.
You guys gotta get that cowbell in there.
Hell.
Wow, we played a cowbell on the King of the Hill cover we played.
Yeah.
But
King of the Hill
back to
cover.
the question at hand, for you.
I mean, honestly, I guess the best I've been listening to the Summit and all that growing up, and so my taste in music is pretty much like a Summit mix, really. If not to name drop radio stations.
91.3 Brad Savage.
89 would be probably like the best description for me, like if we're talking radio station.
Big,
Alternative
we are
is-
all.
We're all very diverse in what we listen to, but what we play together is so different than what we listen to.
I listen
on
to
our
way
own.
different stuff than you guys
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
I
he
feel like.
does, yeah.
But when we play together, it meshes together.
We're a little.
And I listen to the same stuff over and over.
Mhm.
You know, I don't like. I'm. It's hard for me to venture into new music. I should say, which sucks for me. It's like something
I'm
that
kind of the
it's-
same.
It drives me nuts, and I can't get into some of the newer music that people are like singing along to and like love, and I'm just like,
You ain't missing
nah, like but I don't know.
nothing.
I like classic music, classic rock.
Well, there's still a lot of new classic style music.
Yeah, there is.
You know,
but
I mean,
at the same time, like
We're gonna
It's
kick
so-
Austin
it's
out
so
of the
funny.
band right now.
On camera.
get out of here.
Yeah, he goes, I
You're
go.
in now.
more time. I have to.
I go.
We're all
Two
giant
things I
Beatles fans, of course, but I don't want to let that define us because I feel like most people are Beatles fans.
Or Stones.
It's a broad question. A lot of post-rock influences on this album. Slowdive. We just saw the Scroll Nut Zippers yesterday, which is
Amazing.
90s revival swing. There's really no cap on it. We all have J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar on vinyl or whatever as well. Rap, whatever.
Love Jones.
It's a pretty broad spectrum. I feel like I'm a big Ariana Grande fan. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But
Wow.
I don't know. The biggest influences for this album, writing-wise, the Snaked Across the Crown, our big underground band that have been broken up since like 2008. Big influences of mine. River City Extension, another band that's defunct, that doesn't exist anymore. And
There's lots of those.
yeah, a lot of those underground bands that we really liked that never really popped. But I think the album is its own entity. I don't want to compare it to anything necessarily.
If you guys could open for anybody or have them open for you, who would it be?
Collectively, there's no answer to that.
Yeah, that would be definitely all different.
I feel like a lot of people have compared us to the experimental likes of My Morning Jacket, which is a band that I've really never listened to. as
They're
a whole.
great.
They're a
I
great
like- I like a
band.
few
You know what I've
records.
heard is great.
Band of Horses.
Band of Horses would be a cool
Yeah.
band.
Oh yeah.
We
Good
don't
colleagues.
It can even be a
necessarily-
band that's not technically together anymore. You know, hypothetically, like you guys could be like, oh,
The
Led
Jimi Hendrix
Zeppelin.
experience.
No,
Yeah, hologram.
Everybody at Woodstock.
Yeah.
there is literally no collective answer to that question, unfortunately. We genuinely do not know where we fit in the music scene yet.
Yeah.
We never have.
Both
We-
great and a
Well,
problem.
the
sometimes.
reason of that too is because we haven't even toured this album, or we haven't went around with it besides around here.
I look at
so.
labels and I look at other bands and like
Yeah.
they're all great. Everybody's fantastic, but I can't listen to a band and say, "Wow, this sounds like us."
Right.
You know, I really
Yeah.
can't.
I mean,
I've heard elements of other
there's
things
elements.
that sound
Yeah,
like us.
Elements, for sure.
You can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's a very diverse album to where you can't really pin.
Yeah.
very diverse.
Yeah.
So what's been your the hardest thing you guys have experienced when recording music,
Recording music,
or even just coming up as musicians?
drinking, has
And
been a-
finding a place where we can hear what the hell we're playing.
Yeah. Yeah, we.
Drinking.
Maybe him.
This is gonna get deep. One day in Mansfield, I believe it was Mansfield. Is that when you and I got hammered? And they
Oh,
took
you guys
care
were all
of us?
hammered. I was driving your asses
Yeah,
around.
that was
Yeah,
pretty
I
rough.
remember
I remember.
Yeah, when we almost slit each other's
Any
throats.
story where I
Yeah.
get hammered, usually
Touring
goes
was
like
pretty
a
rough.
month
Right.
after that.
Yeah.
Touring was pretty rough, but now we own a bus, so hopefully the bus treats us better. But as a band, I feel
More
like
space.
the hiatus that we took was really rough as a career move that we did. That was I don't know if it was a bad decision or a good decision, but you know, I had a lot of people tell us like, man, like I heard great things about Takeoff Charlie. You guys seem to be like about to burst out of that bubble, and then you guys just went away for like 2.5 years.
Well, I mean, we were still playing shows.
we were,
shit,
yeah, but it
practicing.
was the same
We
recycled
really
stuff.
didn't
It was-
like. Yeah, we didn't really. We were still working on this album.
I think the problem is we didn't love our first album. I think that would
Right,
actually
that was a
probably
big, yeah. That was
That'd
a
be one
big
of our biggest
kicker.
struggles. Our first album that we couldn't go to anybody and just be like, "This is something we love." Here
Well, we
now."
loved it at first.
Yeah,
At
we
first,
did.
yeah.
And not even just that, but like we just took the acoustic album off of all social media platforms because it was also we
A
thought
lot
it
of
was not that
growing
good.
up, a lot of growing up, and a lot of accepting of
I
each
mean,
other.
When it
and-
comes to recording too, I mean, telling each other that something is not necessary, not that it's not good, but it doesn't fit in a place,
Right.
Right.
gets really difficult because you don't want to tell somebody that.
Yeah, this album
too
was.
loud or
Yeah, this
that
album
doesn't
was
fit.
very like, hey, you gotta play this.
Without getting
You know,
pissed
you,
at the person
you
saying
gotta
that
play
to you.
this, man. Like, or you gotta. You know, Austin tells me all the time, dude, I can't hit that harmony if you sing in a different key. I'm like, okay, man. Like, I'm sorry, you know, and the same goes for everybody, you know, and it's. But we're all friends first. I mean, sometimes we end up just not practicing, just chilling and hanging out and drinking and you know whatever. But this time around, it's pretty serious. We're all in our we're all 25, 26, and it's either kind of make it or break it, or kind of accept like it's a
It's a fun
it's a
thing.
local fun thing. But I really think this album's gonna take us to the next level that we hoped the past album would have taken us, but we just handled it improperly. We played improper shows that we shouldn't have. We spread ourselves too thin.
Trial and error.
But we're
It's not-
learning. I'm taking fucking Instagram classes on YouTube, trying to master the goddamn hashtags and how to do this. You know, I was looking at Facebook. I'm like, we're verified. We have a check mark. You know, I worked really hard on getting all that shit. We have 25. 100 likes, people share our shit. What are we doing wrong? And then I go to my friends' band's Facebook pages and they have like 1,500 likes. I'm like, God damn it, they are so much better than us. Then I go to their Instagram pages and they have 2K followers. It's a whole new different scene and it's a whole new thing to tackle, and we're back and we're better than ever and we're ready to learn all the things that we have to, and I think the music speaks for itself, and I'm really, really excited to see where this album takes us.
So what was your guys' like biggest defining moment where you said like I'm gonna be a musician? Like I'm gonna follow through with all this.
Recently or
like way back.
because
then.
there's been numerous times where I've been like, I'm done, and then I'll play a show. And I'll be like,
Oh shit! Me
The spark
personally-
is back.
Me personally, it was when the last band I was in. After I got kicked out of that band, I was like, well, fuck this. Like, I'm not, if musicians don't want to work with me, like I'm screwed. Like I might as well just play at home in my basement for fun. Screw it. But then I met Sean, and I was like, might as well try one last shot.
Like
Yep.
the universe was telling you.
Right, it's like,
get your ass back on
5
stage.
years
Right.
ago.
Listen, I
And then
actually
I
have
felt something when
good
we
with
sang
that.
together, and it was just different. I don't know.
When I was 5 years old, I watched my dad play at Rockin' on the River, and I don't know, I didn't know if I wanted to play like drums, bass, or anything, but I was like, I want to do that because
Yeah.
I don't necessarily love like the attention. When I'm good at something, I want somebody to project it and also feel good from it, I guess. So,
Right.
I mean, it was just one of those moments of like watching my dad do it and being like,
Yeah.
this is cool,
I
this looks like a
can,
lot of fun.
Can
And
definitely attest to that. For
yeah,
sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
watching
That
your parent do
same,
something so awesome like that.
Same Rockin' on the River place where we're gonna be playing.
Yeah,
Yes.
which
We
is,
just got scheduled for a gig at.
yeah, which is even,
River Rock Fest, June 28th.
but yeah.
River Rock.
Dude, I'm
I can't
done.
remember a time
Sorry.
when I didn't want to be a
Those are
musician,
from
I think. I
Morocco.
mean, I've never been like, I'm bad.
Lately, for me personally, it's been rough. I've had a few medical issues the past few years between getting my tonsils removed, having a lung collapse, and it's been rough for me to get back into singing and pushing through whatever I have to push through. And I'm still not where I need to be, but this past show we played, which I'm going to continue to harp on, was a big defining moment for me because it was an eye opener that my voice it's good, but my voice isn't what's communicating with people. It's the lyrics that are communicating with people. And when we got played on the radio, one of the DJs was like, the singer's got a cool voice, and the other guy was like, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily put it in the great category, but it's definitely unique and something different. And I'm like, boom, I'm going to bank off that. I'm not going to try to hit super high notes. I've got Austin for that. Austin has the best voice in the band. This dude,
got
he
Getty
can sing
Lee
like
over there.
anybody.
Oh, shit.
I swear to God, he can hit the craziest ranges. It's unbelievable. So he'll make up, so I'm kind of backing down and not trying to hit crazy notes. And I'm not saying I have a bad voice, but if there was a defining moment for me, it was this past show because Mike and I personally, because the band, they do their own thing, and Mike and I put a lot into making sure this show went perfectly. And
Business aspect of things.
the business aspect of things, and it was a very good highlight that everything just
Yeah, I just show up.
came
and play
together.
drums.
So,
What's been your guys' favorite moment together?
touring. As much as we hated it, we loved it. Because it was so cool to just like post online, like, see you guys in 4 days. We're going to frickin' whatever, New York City, which was New York City was pretty crazy. But
I think Fox 8 News was probably my most
Oh, that
favorite.
was cool.
That was my
Fox
least
was
favorite. We went out and partied our asses.
yeah, the night before we were like, let's
Stupid.
go to Johnny J's and
Oh,
do 6
dude.
shots of Fireball apiece.
I'm not into
huge
any of
mistake.
that.
I was so. I literally
was
went
not.
into the bathroom like as soon as we got done playing Fox 8. I went and threw up right outside the van, like outside.
I think
Hopped
the
in
last
van,
album
took
release
that
show
one right on.
was a great thing defining
That
moment for
was-
us, especially
yeah.
for you probably because you came along later and you didn't tour and stuff.
That had been the finish line for me for like a long time.
Right,
It's like, all
right.
right, this album release.
Yep,
I guess
this is
recording it was a finish line, but then
Recording it was cool.
the
playing
finish line just
show.
keeps
The
moving.
show-
One personally
Yeah.
for me at that show, like when everybody's sang back,
Oh, I know,
was
yeah.
one of the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the branches of the mighty oak part. I
I
was
mean,
like,
even-
holy shit! I couldn't even
even-
hear myself singing because people were like yelling
Yeah.
back in my face. I was like, damn, this is cool.
Recording the album was also a lot of fun. I mean, it
Yeah.
was at times like it just felt like it was dragging on, but like being with Nathan and just being able to just be very relaxed. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was a great atmosphere.
I think it shows through that album that our energy was pretty positive throughout the majority of it. I mean, there were definitely some stressful times. People couldn't hit a note or just something wasn't right until we made it right. But
Right. At the end of the day, we are literally all best friends. Like we hit each other up not for band stuff, more than band
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, we live 4 houses down from each
You
other.
know,
I
yeah.
know we live like so close.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We're all buddies.
We have
No,
an
we
extra
live like
room,
so
Austin.
close.
You do live
I know we
close.
live like so close.
Yeah, we're a bunch of goofballs.
Did you put the battery in
He does not need any more Bloody Marys. He's cut off.
No, I want one.
Oh, I'll make you one. I'm just kidding, buddy. I can't say no to you. I am running out of V8 though, so I'm sorry if whoever gets the last one.
So how long have you guys been a recording crew?
We're interviewing
you all
you
get your
now.
start.
Rules out the window.
Technically,
When I
this-
first
we're
met
breaking
Matt
the
Brady, it was at a Bill Squire show.
Oh.
Yeah, I got no fucking money.
Is this
for
the
that
first time
I'm sure.
you guys are all doing this together?
Yeah,
Empire was
because
whack back then.
me and Matt met on the PBS thing, as I was telling you guys.
right,
Dan and I go to school together.
right.
Brandon's been a longtime friend of mine. He's actually a rapper, so he's been trying to. You guys are from two different areas, like planes of existence. So it kinda
He's
works
got
out.
much nicer shoes than I do.
He didn't wear any of his. Actually, did you wear your chain today? You did. You
You're
wore
damn
his-
right.
He wore his
Yeah.
chain.
Somebody's
gonna wear it.
Damn right. You get in here. You're in the band now. Sit right here.
Sit right in front of me.
You undo the bottom like you did with the SD,
Should I
and
sit
then
on one
pop
of
the
your
old one out.
laps and
Pop
just
the-
take a
No, he's gonna sit on your lap.
Sit right.
What should we do? Do I need to like say anything funny? Should I tell a joke?
Oh no, I got
Do
three
you
more
need an anecdote?
questions, I think. So,
Okay.
We're good. Keep them going, and then we'll just.
so this next one might be a little hard. I'm
Are
not
we
sure
still
if
rolling?
you guys.
No,
Yes, you're not.
I could because he was good.
You can keep going. I was just doing the battery change for him real quick.
Salamander Jones, The Many Adventures of Detective Salamander Jones, and
And
his
Turtle Miller.
trusty sidekick Turtle Miller. New TV show coming out soon. Me and Drew Wheeler, me and Austin Milvett, me and
not
Michael
free.
Shaw,
It's
me and
not
Leah
free.
Gable.
Nope.
It's gonna be coming
Not
out.
part of that.
Adult Swim
Perfectly
is
timed
gonna pick it
clap.
up.
Mike Shaw plays
Perfect
Nancy.
time.
I already bought it.
It's about a detective. He's a salamander. He's in love with Nancy Cricket, but
No.
She's literally a
Oh
She's a salamander.
This sounds
Like,
like
not even
Sounds like
animated.
a really good acid
And
trip.
but every villain has a French accent. It's voiced by the same guy, Guy Lafranc, and he's going to be joining us here shortly. So, are we rolling?
We're good. We're good. All right. So, out of every musician that has been lost early, like for instance, like Jeff Buckley is a perfect example of that. Since I recorded his tribute a couple weekends
Yeah,
ago.
great artist.
So-
I love him.
Out of any of the ones we've lost early, like John Lennon, any of them, who's affected you the most and been like a very big inspiration? Like for me, it was always Lane Staley from Alice in Chains.
Oh,
Like that's who I
okay,
always
yeah.
looked at and been like, because I'm naming my son after him, like Lane. I love his story. Or like Syd Barrett is another very good
Yeah.
example.
Mhm.
But I'll let you guys go ahead and throw some names.
George Harrison. For Showsy.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix for me all the way, 100%.
For sure, sure. Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
been something about like watching videos of him when I was younger that just like gave me chills, and I was just like,
They're multiplying. John Travolta.
Lost
Damn it, he's still alive?
Just
obsessed with
still
Grease.
alive.
He fucking loves
You
Grease.
heard it here first, guys. John Travolta's still alive.
I don't know. All of mine are still alive except for, I mean, like, Mac Miller. would
She's a
probably
huge
be-
Yes.
John Bonham fan, dude.
No. Mac Miller would probably be my hardest. That was
surprising.
very surprising, and also, I mean, he's always been my favorite rapper for years and years, and I don't know, I feel like I grew up with him. Like, I didn't know him, but, you know, I just felt like I grew up with him, so that would probably be who would
Nick
be the
Drake?
hardest.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be one of them. A couple more years for that 27 club.
I would say a big one recently for me was David Bowie.
Yeah.
Because it was just so sudden, and he released Black Star, which was amazing. I was like, oh my god, this is incredible.
And then
So much
2
better.
days
Yeah,
later,
2 days later, he was like, what happened?
And then it was just
Doris
imbued
Roberts.
with that deeper meaning from that.
I remember my dad introducing me to Bowie and everything like that, like years
Personally.
ago. And yes, yeah,
Here's
he
Dave.
knew
This
him.
is my friend
Yeah.
Dave. Dave B.
Dave, can I call you Dave?
Dave.
Can I call you Dave?
Dave Bowie.
Yeah.
Dave Bowie.
You said this might be kind of hard, but it's just not.
Yeah,
It's
you,
not.
so many answers.
Nothing, dude. You get a lot of content out of us. That's for
So
sure.
speaking of that, what do you guys want to be remembered for when you guys pass?
Bloody Marys.
I want to be remembered for Leah's Bloody Marys.
Me too.
Bloody Marys.
Yeah. Cheers.
I mean, I'm not gonna be remembered for what I want to remember for, probably.
It's
Yeah.
probably going to be the
Clean lemon
embarrassing
whatever
way
it
that I
was.
die.
Oh, totally, totally.
I want
Be around for my
to
farting.
bring back fart
My
jokes.
shits.
I want to bring those back. I want people to laugh.
This is what I deal with. They're just always like this. They're never not like this. Unless
I
they're
don't
in
know.
bad
Are
moods.
we serious note? What I remember? I want. I mean, yes, absolutely. I want people to connect with my lyrics.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
be known as a musician.
Music, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
I
we're kind
mean-
of like why we're doing this too. I feel like it's really cool to have something out there digitally and physically
That we're proud
been
of.
around for a long time.
Super
Yeah,
proud
we don't
of.
want to be like known for like we're the best of the best. It's just like we want people to just hear our album and be like, wow,
I did
this
this
is
while I was alive.
a little different, or or like I like how it relates to this, or I can
Right.
relate to this personally.
This makes me
Blah,
feel like.
Right.
Definitely found our own, niches as a whole. Like I think Mike has, said I'm a bass player.
Isn't
you
it
know what I mean?
niche?
He's much more than that. Whatever niche, whatever.
I'm sorry, I
Austin
just
has
didn't
definitely said I am a lead guitar player.
Yep.
A great voice. Leah has obviously accepted that she's a drummer. I've accepted I'm much more of a singer-songwriter, and I think Drew has accepted that
Still kind of on the
he's
fence. I feel
just
like
a
I could
Cornish
sing
game
someday.
head.
I feel like I could be a lead singer of this band.
Definitely.
So if anything ever happens to Sean,
No, I'm just joking.
When I pass, Austin's gonna
Take
sing
over.
and and
Strap on the acoustic and the electric at
And
the
a
same
strap
time.
on.
And a strap on.
Just strap on.
We're on video.
deep down. The album, I Was Born to Float, phenomenal. I love it. I hope everybody else loves it. It's our, past
baby.
3 years we've put into it, and
I
any
want
more-
to create more than just
any-
this album.
yeah,
I would like to just
yeah. We have so many more
continually
plans. We have so many visuals on the back burner, music videos. They live 4 houses down. Austin lives 8 minutes away.
Oh, it was
And-
10 minutes last time.
No, I know. I'm gonna keep it short.
You gotta get here
You
quicker,
just have to
man.
get
You gotta understand.
create 30 seconds away.
Hit 80
If
on
he's
that
going
one.
for the vodka bottle, it's a lot quicker. Yeah, it's a lot
We've
quicker.
hung out with a
35.
lot of people like Flaco Torres, and I always resort back to this conversation, which made me just the happiest little boy. He said when he hung out with us one day at the bar, all of us, we drank a lot. I don't want to speak
I
for
got nothing.
Flaco. She wasn't there. He was like, y'all are just different. He's like, you guys are different. I've hung out with a lot of bands. You guys are, you're great. You're cool. I like you guys a lot, but you guys are definitely different. And he wasn't talking about musically. He was talking about just in general, people-y. People-y. We have so much fun. We are our own
Well, we got this made up
humor.
language.
We have a
that
made
you
up,
just-
we have a made up language, made up curse words. Like I don't give a kunk.
Stormfront para caminho.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Fark and bark holes.
Barking my bark holes.
Fark and
Barking my
bark
dark hole. Jesus Christ.
I don't know how much more material you guys can get. I mean, do you want us to sing
If
something?
you guys could undo one thing, what would you guys do in your life?
Drew.
Probably.
You're stuck with me now.
Becoming a part of this band.
That was a tough conversation we
Drew
had.
definitely forced himself into this whole thing.
I
Yeah.
just-
Moving into
I
a
saw
house
an
in
opening.
Carolina.
I was
We
my
definitely
bad.
did not ask him to
No.
be at this thing.
Yeah, it's
I
We
just
did
kept
one hand.
emailing them over
Oh,
and
so
over again. I was
Undo
like, can I be in the
personally or
band?
undo as a band? We would undo the Gorilla Entertainment show at the Agora 4 or 5 years ago.
I think
We
anyone
played-
would.
That's not
Undo
into the
those.
Agora.
No, the
But-
Agora is great, but we played under, and every musician who's going to watch this knows about Gorilla 5 years
Gorilla
ago.
Entertainment.
We played a battle of bands with 40 other bands, whatever.
Pay to play.
Pay to play,
Never
whatever.
pay to
We
play.
were dumb. And there was no heat. It was the middle of winter. There was a blizzard. Didn't, no.
Yeah, that sucked.
It was
was
about an
we were in-
8-hour show
we were
because it was a battle of the
the
bands with
worst
15
show
different bands.
ever. But I would not take back, actually.
We had Melt.
We had an acoustic album that we actually just deleted off of
Yeah,
all
we
social
kinda
media.
did.
So
Yeah.
I guess that's another thing that we would have.
So if anyone wants it, we'll just give you a physical copy.
yeah,
Free.
Mike will hand deliver it. He'll
Yes.
drive to New York City.
What?
Only New York City.
Only New York City. Only New York City.
He has something to do there.
We go on to
on the
62th
way.
Street, huh?
62th Street. Yep. We'll
Yeah.
make a right turn.
Anything personally you guys would undo?
The outfit that I wore at our first outfit. Holy fuck. I wore a goddamn fedora. Steve Ray Vaughan
If you
reincarnate.
want to include that, I bet I can find that picture. Too, so
That's the best. You can add a laugh track. Can we get a quick shout out to Christina Applegate? Personally,
Jillian Barbary.
Jillian Barbary. I don't know. What would you regret? Me?
Personally,
Yes.
me would be
Living with you.
going to college at all. I went to college for a year and took out a student loan. Like, it's fine. It's not even high student loan, but I wish I just never went because I just felt like you have to go to college after you graduate high school. So I wish I could go back to high school self and say, call yourself off school more, and also just don't go to college. You don't need it.
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna work in pet insurance, making the same amount of money. As a
Hear that,
military
kids?
manager.
Don't go to school.
And I'd probably not marry Sean.
Yeah, we've been together for probably 4 or 5 minutes now. We got married on camera. Y'all saw it.
You saw it here first.
If you resort back to minute 3:22, you'll see my lips say the vows.
Shut the hell
If I were to regret anything, it would be taking high school so seriously. I went to a private school,
So serious.
and I was rapping, and I was,
drove a Lexus.
whatever. I just remember thinking everyone was out to get me, and I tried to have this hard exterior, and I swear to God, if I could go back, I listened to recordings of myself, and I'm like, hey man, I'm just like, what were you doing, man? It's just, I was not myself. I was trying too hard. And my buddy Dave, who's also a musician, actor, whatever, he's in New York, he told me one day, 3 years after we graduated, we were having a conversation, and I was like, yeah, I didn't like high school because everyone hated me. He's like, dude, no one hated you. He's like, I don't know why you think everyone is out to get you. And ever since then, I've just never thought anyone was out to get me. Yeah, so.
Well, little do you know, I am out.
Drew's been plotting to kill me for probably the past 3 to 4 minutes. He's jealous that Leah got me first.
I am sick of your horrible wife ruining.
I've actually been trying to
Great
propose
time
to
at the
Matt
party
Brady
last
for the
weekend.
past 4 years. I just haven't been able to find him on Facebook. I've been trying to propose to you for a very long time.
Whip it out, dude.
And
That
Bounce on my
brain.
boy's dick all day.
ever since I met Matt Brady, he deleted his Facebook profile, and I've been trying to find him for so long. And now that he's here, I'm in love all over again, and I think we're going to have to get a divorce.
You're paying for it.
Damn
All
it.
the marriage.
I'm saving
Should
myself
have
for
free now.
divorce.
She gets half your money, so it's all right.
She does, which is not much.
Well, if you go back to 5 minutes ago, he signed a prenup. Right
Oh
now.
yeah, so he's covered.
So you're good.
On camera.
Yeah.
What's
It was
You
all
guys
in here
thought-
first.
You guys
What do
thought
you
this was
regret?
gonna-
This is all the footage.
Do you regret anything? Do you have any
This is all
No
thing,
regrets.
anything you'd undo?
No regrets.
Every decision I've made has brought me to this point here. So I
That is
can't
very
regret
true.
anything, honestly.
Which sucks for us, but is cool for him.
Yeah.
And no one
We
laughed.
pay him
Now
a
I feel
lot
bad.
of money.
So in closing, where do you guys see yourselves in 5 years?
Married, all collectively, living in
To
a
each
Tell-
other.
That'd be a hell of a tax, like W-2.
Oh,
right?
yeah. That's the whole point. right?
Yeah, that's the only reason.
I'm bearing a lot of children.
We all, I believe, want to travel.
Yeah.
And I think next year, when we figure everything out, fully as a unit,
A tour where we
a
don't
tour
fight.
where
Tour.
we're in the
Yes.
A
bus,
tour.
cross-country tour, month and a half long, like our friends in Outside Voices, and we'll,
If that goes well.
if it
And then the next years after that to come.
Right. We take it step by step now. Definitely don't see any end in friendship by any means. I technically don't see any end in the band. We're all kind of rooting for this album right now where we are, and then, I think it's going to take us to where we need to be locally. So, other than that, I think it's a good step in the correct direction. And it really makes me feel alive from New York. It's Saturday night! And, no.
That's it.
Tell everyone where to find you guys.
We are in the attic on.
Cut that out.
Can you believe that?
Here's our social security number,
Yeah.
driver's license number. We're going to put them on the screen.
Facebook, Instagram.
At Leah Mac Monster only. Don't follow them.
No. She doesn't exist technically. She's
Not
a
anymore.
robot.
I can't wait for Johnny to
Facebook-
turn us all into fiber
Facebook,
optics.
Twitter, websites, takeoffcharlie.com.
Instagram.
Pretty short, sweet, and to the point. Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Play,
Tidal.
Google Play, whatever. Tidal, everything. We're on everything. We're everywhere. Google us. Google us now. You have 10 seconds to Google us. If you don't Google us
I'm gonna get
right
my
now, then we're not going to give you the prize that you win at the end of this interview. So think about that while you're sleeping.
That will teach you to keep
I
your
don't-
eyes open.
Oh, I see myself far, far away from you
Yeah.
guys. That's not true. I
Yep,
see it going pretty well.
Yeah.
I see double the people than were at the Musica show, at least, hopefully.
Maybe
Hello.
even 5 more.
Hello.
Yeah,
So
that's
go
a
down
good
the
song.
line in closing, say your names, and then we'll.
Mike.
Wrong.
Austin Novet.
Leah Gable.
Salamander Jones.
Sean
wanna try that
McDormand.
I'm Sean McDermott. Fine.
Which camera, dude? Drew Wheeler.
Just look at him.
We have lots more to say though. And you guys know that he has another question.
Do I?
Bonus question.
No, I have a bonus question.
Bonus question.
I have a bonus question.
If you guys could pick any venue to perform at, I know she mentioned Woodstock.
Red
but
Rocks.
Anywhere.
Yeah, Red Rock.
Red Rocks.
Let's
Madison
do,
Square Garden.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden next year.
Yes.
Got that.
That's
I
on
mean,
the
it
tour.
would also be
That's
cool to play Blossom because we live near and I've been there a ton of times.
Blossom
And
would be
it's,
Right.
sick.
that'd be badass.
I want to hear
Obviously.
my kick drum and that.
I'd like to play Peabody's again.
Gundarita.
Orange Street,
The gun.
I call it the gun.
the gun.
You're so retro.
What's it's not Quicken Loans. What's it now? The
It's
Rocket
gonna be
Mortgage.
the Rocket Mortgage
something
something something.
Field.
It's still the
Fieldhouse.
Q.
it's the
It's
still the Q.
We'll
yeah.
call it
The gun.
Yeah.
The Q gun.
Speaking of Q,
Tell everyone when your next show is gonna be, guys.
when is our next
June
show?
23rd?
The
We're playing-
23rd.
We're
Sunday, June 20th. Stop! Jesus! I'm trying to help out here.
Do it for
Sunday, June 23rd. The Winchester.
Winchester and Lakewood.
Brother
Brother
LC.
LC
Is that how you
and
say it?
Stay Outside and Poro. And then before that is our So Far show.
May.
Yes.
28th.
Yeah, we're playing a little secret So Far sound show. We're playing Rockin' on the River, which has been
River Rock Festival.
River Rock Fest is what
Redone,
it's called
yeah.
now. It's called, it's redone. We're playing with a couple other local bands.
What
like-
date is that?
28th of June.
Nice.
It's
God,
a
I'm glad
Friday.
everyone knows collectively
Google Calendar.
different aspects of where we're at.
It's like damn Google Calendar. It's helping me tremendously.
Are tickets on sale for that right now?
For the Winchester show.
Yes,
yeah, for
the
sure.
June 23rd.
The other ones aren't technically
Buy them
announced,
online,
but
probably.
Tevs.
You heard it here
Spoiler
first.
alert. Yeah.
You heard it here
Oops.
first.
Big deal. Local band plays local show. Big headline. But
Spitting
you know what? It's been really fun being in this band, and I'm really, really excited.
And once again, you guys are.
we
Take
are
off,
Charlie.
REO Speedwagon.
Take off, Charlie.
Do we want to do that again in unison or? Say.
Take off, Charlie.
Take off.
Take off, Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
I do anything
We should
I
work
can
on
to
that.
interrupt.
The wind whistles slowly.